Hello friends, I'm Madhuri Navle, lecturer in Electrical Engineering Department from KKWAG Polytechnic Nasik. First of all, I welcome you all in my educational video channel. Today, we will start the new series of electric and magnetic circuit. And as these fields have the very vast area of application, so I must have to divide this series in three parts for your better understanding. The first part will be on electric circuits, second will be on magnetic circuits, and third part will be on electromagnetic induction. Before moving towards first part, I want to discuss some objectives of this series. So, after going through all the three parts of this series, the learners will be able to understand what is an electric circuit, magnetic circuit, and electromagnetic induction. What are the various elements, different laws, rules, and their applications, some important derivations, terminologies used in these circuits, and you will be able to learn that how to connect these circuits in actual. So let's begin with the first part of this series, that is electric circuit. So what is an electric circuit? See, in this diagram we have connected one battery, one inductor, one resistor and one capacitor by using the wire. So electric circuit is a network which electrically connects the various components such as resistor, inductor, capacitor, either voltage and current source to each other by using electric wires. Now, some terms used in the electric circuit. First one is the electromotive force, which is also called as the voltage. What happens if we take some conducting material? Then there are the electrons which are randomly moving in that conductor or that conducting material. Means there is no perfect alignment of these electrons, right? But when we connect the battery to this conducting material, then the electrons which were previously moving in the different alignments or in different directions, then they start moving in one particular direction from positive end of battery to the negative end of battery, right? So what is the voltage or EMF? EMF is a force or the pressure which causes the electrons to move in one particular direction. Fine. What is the symbol for EMF and voltage? It's E or V and its unit is volts. Apart from the word EMF or voltage, it's also called as the driving force, locomotion, prime mover, propulsion, kinetic energy, means of propulsion or motivity. The second term is electrical potential. So what is the potential? Uh, have you heard that most of the people says that I have the potential, I can do this work. Likewise, what is the electric potential? It is the capability of that charge body to do the work. Fine. See, in this diagram, this charge particle is moving from this infinity to one particular direction. Means it moves and it does the work. So how to find out the electric potential? Work done divided by charge. And as the unit of work done is joules and unit of charge is coulomb, so the total unit of electric potential is joules per coulomb or simply volts. The next term is potential difference. Previously, in first we have seen one charge moving from infinity to another point. Now if there are two charges, okay, so how to find out the potential difference? It is nothing but the difference in the two electric bodies. Suppose this is the one electric charge and this is the second electric charge. The first one have the charge of 5 volt and second one have the charge of 2 volts. So what's the difference? 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. So here the potential difference is 3 volts and unit is volt. The fourth term is current. So what is the current? It is the movement of electrons or the flow of electrons in the conducting material, or in other words we can say it is the rate of change of charge q with respect to time t. And how to find it? I is equals to dq by dt. We have if we have to represent the current, then we represent it by the letter I and its unit is ampere. See, this diagram shows the flow of electrons and flow of conventional current. Both are in reverse direction. The next component or next term is resistor. The resistor is electric component which provides the specific amount of opposition to the flow of current. Means what? The resistor opposes the current. Fine. It's represented by the letter R. Its unit is ohm. This is the symbol for fixed resistor, means value is fixed, and this is the symbol of variable resistor, means its value we can change. The next concept is resistance and resistivity. So what is the resistance? It is the property of material, any conducting material, which opposes the flow of electric current through it. Now this resistivity or this resistance of that material is depends upon the which kind of material is that. Either it is silicon, German, then copper, etc. Then second, it depends upon the length of that material, cross-sectional area means size of that material, and temperature of that material. Okay. So how to find out the resistance? It is R equals to rho L by A, where R is the resistance in ohm, measured in ohm. Rho, it is the resistivity of material in ohm meter. How to find out the rho? Rho equals to R A by L. L is the length of material in meter and A is cross-sectional area of material in the meter square. The next concept is conductance and conductivity. Sorry. The conductance is the reciprocal of resistance. So it is given by G equals to 1 by R and its unit is mho. The second is conductivity. It is the reciprocal of resistivity. So sigma, it is denoted by the letter sigma equals to 1 upon rho. Its unit is ohm meter inverse or Siemens per meter. The next concept is capacitor and capacitance. So what is the capacitor? It is also the component which having the ability of storing the electrical energy or electrical charge. Fine. See, this is the symbol for capacitor. This is the fixed capacitor. Second one is the polarized capacitor and third one is the variable capacitor. Now what is the capacitance? It is the ability of that component to store an electrical charge. How to find it? C equals to Q upon V, means charge upon voltage. Its unit is farads. Now what is the inductor and inductance? Inductor is a coil or the electromagnetic device that opposes any change in the current. This is the symbol for fixed inductor. This is variable inductor. Now what is the inductance? It is the property of inductor which opposes the change in current through it. That is, it's how to define, how to calculate it. L equals to N phi by I and its unit is Henry. The next term is electrical power. It is nothing but the work done. It is the rate of change of energy in unit time, or we can also simply call as it as work done. What is the unit of power? It's a watt or kilowatt or megawatt. In DC circuit, the power is the simple production of voltage and current, that is P equals to V into I, or by using the Ohm's law we can say P equals to I square into R, or P equals to V square by R. In AC circuit, the power is product of voltage, current and power factor, that is P equals to V into I into cos phi. Phi is the phasor difference between this voltage and current. The next term is electrical energy. See, this is the energy meter and we all have this in our home. What is the use of this meter? This meter measures how much power you have consumed in a particular duration of time. So, electrical energy is the product of electrical power and time. E equals to P into I. Its unit is watt hour or kilowatt hour. The next is Kirchhoff's laws. Kirchhoff was the scientist and he developed the two laws related to the electric circuit for the simplification of complicated networks. The first law is the Kirchhoff's voltage law, which deals with the voltage drops and voltage rises in the closed network. And second law is the Kirchhoff's current law, KCL, which deals with the flow of current in the electric circuit. Now we will see them one by one. First one is the Kirchhoff's voltage law, KVL. What is the statement? It states that the algebraic sum of all the EMFs and the algebraic sum of all the voltage drops, means all the voltage rises and voltage drops. What is the drop? Here the drop is product of current and resistance. The summation of voltage rises and voltage drops must be equal to 0. Fine. Now what is the voltage rise and voltage drop? See, if the current is flowing from negative terminal to positive terminal, then there is voltage rise. And if the current is flowing from positive terminal to the negative terminal, then there is voltage drop. Now, while writing the equations, we will write the equation for the voltage drops and voltage rises together. When we write the voltage rise, then there will be the symbol of positive, and when we'll write the voltage drop, then we will take it as negative. Fine. So here V1 and V2, when current is flowing from the V1 and V2, there is voltage rise. So V1 and V2 are positive. But when current is flowing from R1 and R2, then there is voltage drop. So we will write is minus IR1 minus IR2, and the summation of all these voltage rises and voltage drops will be equal to 0. Or in another way, we can write summation of voltage rises must be equal to summation of voltage drops. The second one is Kirchhoff's current law. What it states? The algebraic sum of all the incoming currents and all the outgoing currents at any node in circuit must be equal to 0. Means what? See, if this is the any node means the point where the two or more than two branches meet together in electric circuit. Fine. So, summation of incoming currents. When there will be the incoming currents, we will take them as positive, and when there will be the outgoing currents, we will take them as negative. So at this node, the current I1, I2 and I6 are incoming currents. So we took them as positive, and the currents I3, I4 and I5 are the outgoing currents. So we take them as negative. So summation of all these incoming and outgoing currents is equal to 0, or in another way we can say the summation of all incoming currents must be equal to summation of outgoing currents. Now ways to wire the circuits, means how to connect the circuits. See, there are two different ways to connect the circuits. First is the series circuit and second is the parallel circuit. In series circuit, we connect the components one after another or in cascade type and in the parallel we connect the components between the set of junctions or in parallel to each other. Now we will see them in detail. First is the series circuit. See, here are the three resistors R1, R2 and R3. Okay, and three resistors are connected in series across the supply voltage of V volts. When we apply the voltage, then current I will start flowing through R1, R2 and I3. Means the same current will be there. In series circuit, the current remains same. Now, the three voltage drops are there. V1 is the voltage drop across R1, V2 is the drop across R2, and V3 is the drop across R3. The summation of all the three voltages V1, V2 and V3 must be equal to the supply voltage V. Now how to find out the equivalent or total resistance? It is the addition of all the resistances which are connected in series. So here in this circuit, total or equivalent resistance is R1 plus R2 plus R3. Means in series circuit, the current is same and total resistance is the summation of all the resistances which are connected in that circuit. Next is the parallel circuit. In this circuit, the three resistors R1, R2 and R3 are connected in parallel across the supply voltage of the V volt, and the three currents I1, I2 and I3 are flowing through all the three resistances. Now the summation of current I must be equal to the the total current I will be equal to the summation of all three currents. How to find out the total or equivalent resistance? See, it is the reciprocal of the total resistance must be equal to the summation of reciprocals of all the individual resistances. Means 1 upon R1 equals to 1 upon R equals to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. Means in parallel circuit, the voltage across each element is same and the different currents flowing through each element. And summation of all and the equivalent resistance is given by the reciprocal of all the resistance connected in parallel. So in this part 1 of electric circuit, we have seen all these terms. What is an electric circuit, EMF or voltage, electric potential, potential difference, current, resistor, resistance and resistivity, conductance and conductivity, capacitor and capacitance, inductor and inductance. Then we have seen the Ohm's law, electric power, electric energy, Kirchhoff's KVL and KCL laws, and ways to connect the circuits, that is in series and parallel. I hope you might have understood the concepts of electric circuit in this part 1. Certainly, we are going to talk about the magnetic circuit in the upcoming part of this series. Till then, stay tuned and do share your comments on my email ID. Thank you. Have a good time.